grassroots. People are frustrated, and this caucus is designed to share ideas across the nation to develop laws that will start to take our rights back as citizens and as states from the federal government.
How many people feel like they're being listened to in Washington? That they have anybody really representing them? Nobody, not a soul? Walter does, Leo does. Okay, yeah, so we got two. Hey, wow, two people feel like they actually have some representation. Who has called their representative, their senator, or their state? Angel, you have called?
Yeah, in support of a bill, H.R. 1207.
Which is what?
It's the Federal Reserve Transparency Act. Not a lot of progress there. Right. Yeah, I've contacted.
May I just say, do you know how weird that makes you? That you're one of these people that say, I want to know what's going on in the Federal Reserve. That immediately puts you into kook territory.
Right. But if the Federal Reserve is going to have a monopoly on our monetary policy and our money, then we need to know exactly what's going on. And I'm a little disappointed that our rep in New Jersey, one of our reps, Pascal, hasn't supported the bill yet or co-sponsored it. But I've been calling his office. Not making a lot of progress. Not sure he's listening, but hopefully, we just need to keep on, keep calling, and hopefully one day they'll listen. If we stand up and show enough interest, I think they'll have to listen.
Keith, you're on the inside. Leo, you're the same. Carl, you're state level. What is it that gets your attention? What is it that people have to do to get the people in Washington to actually go, oh, whoa, wait a minute?
There's nothing like the power of a constituent call. And this lady here may not have she may not be getting through to her office, but I know that I've been listened to by my federal representative, and I know that when people call me that I represent on a state level, they're the people I listen to, not outside influence.
Carl?
He's 100% right. If your representative is worth anything, a phone call from you, a respectful phone call, goes a long ways. But it's gotten to the point, Glenn, where a lot of representatives, particularly in Washington, they don't even return phone calls of state representatives. Some of the state senators, some of the state legislators don't even call us back when we call them. They're so far disconnected from reality.
David,
free to innovate and not be overshadowed by government control and intervention.
You know what these folks, Keith and Carl and Leo, would like is to abolish the 17th Amendment. Yep. That's the amendment that has the popular election of senators. Right. For the first 150 years, senators were elected by state legislatures, so they weren't interested in national interest groups. They responded exclusively to the state that sent them there and to that state's government.
Please say a prayer for me, because I'm from Connecticut, and just go ahead. Your condolences. I live in the state of Connecticut. I have Christopher Dodd.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, okay. Christopher Dodd has, and I don't remember the numbers, but it's like $300 have been raised for Chris Dodd for his re-election campaign in Connecticut, but it's almost $500,000 outside of the state of Connecticut. And you look at that and you're like, wait a minute. The people are saying enough with Chris Dodd, but he doesn't represent us. It has now just become a national organization. It was a huge mistake to do that, but they originally did this. They switched it because, ready? They thought they would solve corruption.
Right. And they thought it was progressive. It was the linchpin of the progressive agenda in the Woodrow Wilson years to bring about popular election of senators.
Patty Ann Brown. To speak out, and I'm not going to shut down your right to make a movie. Isaiah.
Thank you. I have a question for Judge Napolitano. You spoke earlier about the 17th Amendment, and that's an argument I make all the time, that I believe repealing the 17th Amendment would strictly, stop the centralization of the federal government. But how would we go about actually getting that amendment repealed, since it would take the Congress to actually undo their own power and then ratified by 3/4 of the states, if my understanding of the Constitution is correct?
Hang on, I have to tell you something. I love it, because there's all these people, they'll say, oh, the people that watch this show are so stupid. We just had a guy who just started with, I talk about repealing the 17th Amendment all the time. I don't even know what the 17th Amendment is. There's 17 of them. I got to know it. Hey.
It's a great question. The 17th Amendment in the progressive era provided for the popular election of senators. In the original Constitution, the idea was the senators would represent the state governments. The representatives would represent the people.
Right.
The president would represent the nation.
And they were actually
picked
by the governors, right?
They were picked by the legislatures. The Congress will never vote away.
All these people in the legislatures, Glenn.
The Congress will never vote away its own power. So it's the alternate route, which could be dangerous. The alternate route is the state legislatures, 2/3 of them, ask the Congress for a constitutional convention for the limited and sole purpose of abolishing the 17th Amendment. And maybe the 16th Amendment while we're at it, too.
I know